Okay, so like I was saying, Beowulf was recited, it was memorized for long before it was ever written down. And it was most likely it wasn't written down until like there was a range of 700 to 800. No one really knows because it's not like anyone could just whip out like a calendar and write down the years. Okay, so that's just kind of the best estimate. However, the poem takes place at the beginning of the 500s, and it really shows that the story had been circulating, throughout the mead halls, throughout culture for just years and years and years. And every time someone would recite it, they'd add on a little bit more to it, make it better, make it exciting. Think of like when you tell a story to your friends. You tell a story to your friend, they repeat the story to someone else, and every time it just gets a little bit bigger, a little bit more dramatic. That's what happened with Beowulf. Excuse me. Okay, so the original text, it reveals a lot of the history. Okay, the people who are responsible for this play are some of the most brutal in history. Okay, and those were the Vikings. However, before the Vikings came about, okay, England in the Middle Ages, it actually began with the Celts. Okay, they were there first. Historically speaking, like if you've ever seen pictures, they're usually covered in blue paint as they go into battle, guerrilla warfare, very fierce group of people, but not even they could fight against the Romans who came next. The Romans took over Britain, what is now England, Scotland, Wales. They took over Britain and they ruled there for quite some time. But not even the Romans could go against the Anglo-Saxons. The Anglo-Saxons started raiding England in about the 300s. Now the Anglo-Saxons, that big umbrella cap, Vikings are under there. Okay, it is a very brutal society, but it is also a society that, strangely enough, respected literature. So by 410, the Roman legions had left, they went back to Rome, and the barbarian invaders, the Anglo-Saxons, they actually came into the island on boats. They took the country over. They were fierce warriors, and they established a Germanic society. Okay, and the Germanic, this culture, it puts warriors up on a pedestal to be loved and admired. That is what a warrior was. And many Germanic people, many Germanic peoples, such as the Vikings, okay, they were brutal conquerors, but they were very effective at their job. Okay, unfortunately, their work ethic meant rape and pillage. That was how they took over foreign lands. Okay, it's brutal. Wherever they went, they would burn the villages to the ground as soon as they left. Okay, that's pillaging. The Anglo-Saxons, when they began to settle down and create civilizations, they had a king known as Alfred the Great. And Alfred the Great, even though he was a brutal warrior, he loved literacy. He loved books. He encouraged it. He encouraged people to write and to read. And that is also when Beowulf started making his kind of like the story started circulating a bit.